Infosys, TCS and Wipro have announced their quarterly results in the last 1 week. Their sales have increased by 6.7% for Infosys, 7.9% for TCS, and Wipro has actually seen a decline in its overall revenues by 0.1%. Now you might say, hey, these numbers are good, they are still growing. But unfortunately, if you compare the same numbers with what was happening in October 2022, 1 year back, their sales were increasing by at least 15%. What does that mean? The numbers are going down, and this is not a good sign for the IT industry and specifically for the employees. In this video, we are talking about 3 trends that are very obvious from these quarterly results of these IT giants. The first one being the freshers. The overall hiring of freshers has gone down by 15 to 20% in the last few months. And all the big IT giants have mentioned that we are not looking to hire freshers because we need to put these freshers on the training modules first. Then we also need to put them on bench for some time, and then only we can start billing them to the projects. When in these tough macroeconomic conditions where we don't even have enough projects for the current employees, why do we go ahead and take a fresher, train them for 1 year and then put them on a project? It doesn't make any sense. So they are not even taking the freshers route. All the big corporations are exactly doing the same. What can you do in this situation? Well, imagine things go well and you are actually hired by one of these companies. Do you know that the salaries of freshers in the last 10 years did not even change? Cognizant, Infosys, TCS, Wipro, all these guys were paying roughly 3.5 lakh per year in 2022-2023, and the same number was paid in 2012 and 2013 as well. The salaries did not change. Well, we know the inflation, we know how the entire market itself has changed. So even if you get a job, you doesn't get a job, doesn't really matter. You would be looking out for another job in the next 1 to 2 years. So it's important for you to think about it right from day one. One of the things that you can do is get yourself into those critical skill areas. That area could be artificial intelligence, or that area could be anything related to data. You might say, hey, I do not have a data skill. So what do? You get started, or at the least, you have to start with a part-time gig. Absolutely no questions about that. I have an entire playlist. Please do go check it out on upskilling opportunities. There are 3 primary upskilling opportunities that I would propose at a very high level. Number 1 is social media management. Number 2 is data entry roles. And number 3 is video editing. Please do not ignore these part-time gigs because they might be the one becoming your mainstream gig in the very near future. And these are also some of the most promising and trending job opportunities right now. Let's move on to the second trend. This is about the salaries of the experienced employees. My wife works in the IT sector and she mentioned very clearly that they are not increasing the salaries of the employees this particular year. And this is pretty prominent across the industry. Even the big giants are saying the same thing. And why is that happening? The first reason is because in the last 2 years, the salaries have gone through the roofs. A lot of companies, because of these talent wars, have got these guys on big salaries. So the base salaries of employees is already at a very high level. And number 2, the microeconomic conditions are not good. So there are not too many projects that they can pass on the benefits to the employees. That's another reason. Then what can you and I do in this situation as experienced people? Number 1, if we are once again not in that extremely critical skills areas, then we need to slowly transition into those areas. Doesn't matter where you are right now. AI is anyways going to come into your field, so start understanding that field a bit more. Artificial intelligence. The second point is about, can you venture and can you create your own side hustle? A few friends coming together and starting their own services company is one of the new things that I'm noticing. A lot of my friends who are working with Accenture, they are still working in the corporate world, but they are coming together as a group of friends and starting their own services company. They are saying these IT services companies are charging close to $100,000 to even build a website, and we can do the same thing at 1/10 of a cost with exactly the same reliability. Then why not? If at all anything goes down in the corporate world for your particular career, you always have an option B, or you have an experience of option B. Don't get into that path after something goes downwards. Get into that path when things are actually stable so that you know something is always there for you. Please don't ignore this. The third trend that we are noticing is because the employee salaries are not increasing and because there are not too many positives, these corporations are asking employees to work from home. And why is that the case? Again, there is a lot of fight among these companies for those projects. And they are going and telling to their clients that, hey, our employees are working from office, which means more productivity. So it is becoming another selling point for these companies, and hence they are pushing employees to work from office. There is also another interesting reason. Corporate office rentals are increasing a lot. The real estate prices are going through the roof. Hence, all these companies are trying to push themselves into SEZ zones, that is the special economic zones. One of the primary conditions of these zones are that at least 50 to 60% of the employees should be working from office. Hence, now the companies have another reason to push the employees to work from office. If you are saying that, hey, my salary did not increase a lot, and from this year I will rather go back to my village or town and work from there, even that option is being taken out completely. So what is the other option for you? All these trends are indicating the exact same thing. We just can't rely on one single source of income. We can't put all our eggs into our corporate careers. We need to develop that secondary career path. Even if it is difficult, it just doesn't matter. There is no other choice. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you again in the next one. Bye.